Biker Dads brought to you by Garcia Law,
Thunder Roads Magazine of Tennessee and Kentucky,
and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
Hi, I'm Chris Best. I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell stories. And this week, that adventure brings me back to Tennessee, but a whole new part of Tennessee. My friend April Violet, Miss Heels on Wheels, is here with me. And we're at a big event in Central Tennessee to help kids.
On this episode of Biker Dad, bikers recruit a rock star to raise cane for a cause. Plus, the biker who's gone to the birds.
They just hang right out on my shoulder. They go whichever the way the wind's not hitting them.
And renting your ride. What happened when I put 500 miles on this rental bike in just 2 days. But we started all on the road in Tennessee, so let's rock and roll. Have you ever sat at your job and thought, what if I just got up and left? Tell that horrible boss to take this job and shove it. Have you ever wanted to just walk out? What about burnout? Well, that's exactly what I did, but I didn't just quit. I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell your story.
Daytona Beach, Florida, where you can actually drive onto the beach. Rick Fairless, a legend of his own, introduced me to Richard Rollins, Mayfield, Kentucky, Southeast Missouri, beautiful city of Knoxville, Tennessee, Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Florida coast and the Tampa Bay area, Orange County Choppers, Roadhouse and Museum, talking to Paul Tuttle Sr. himself.
But make no mistake, this is not a show about motorcycles or even about me. Instead, I travel across the country to meet the people who use their passion for motorcycles to make their communities stronger, safer, and better. This is Biker Dad.
My friend April Violet, Miss Heels on Wheels, is here with me, and we're at a big event in Central Tennessee to help kids. Tell us about it.
Chris, what we did was we partnered with the Bent Wrench Roadhouse. It was a biker bar that we fell in love with. And Bikers Who Care, which is an organization that's been around for 41 years. They've got about 200 members, and they do a big toy run in September, but they sponsor Camp Rainbow, and it's a camp that is specializing for seriously ill children. Everything is custom, so these kids can come have a summer like, you know, kids that are not ill. So we decided, why not have a concert? I mean, come on, everybody likes a concert. So we brought Miss Jasmine Kane, that's who you hear in the background, getting ready to go back on stage. And you know, proceeds all benefit Camp Rainbow.
So the Bikers Who Care started, this is our 41st year. So in year one, 41 years ago, some of the old school bikers that are still in the club had a party, and they made $300 profit from having a party, and they were trying to figure out what to do. And one of the members, Booger, he happened to be reading the newspaper, and in the newspaper it was the beginning of Camp Rainbow, and he suggested, hey, let's donate that $300 to Camp Rainbow. That was 41 years ago, and now we donate thousands of dollars to Camp Rainbow and other children's charities throughout Tennessee and parts of Kentucky.
It's a camp here in Clarksville that caters to seriously ill children. As a mother of 3, I can't even imagine having a child that is suffering from such illness and then not being able to let them have a childhood where they go to camp. Thank goodness for Camp Rainbow, because they make it possible for them to be enjoying their childhood.
And if you're interested in more, please check out our website, bikerswhocare.org, and also start planning a trip. I know you guys cover like other states. If you want to come to our toy run, it's the third weekend in September, you pay to get in, $35 to get in. All the beer is free all weekend. We got live music, we got different shows, drag racing. bike shows, the whole 9 yards. Pay to get in, you can camp out, or you can get a hotel room a couple miles down the road. We've been doing this for 41 years. We're not a fly-by-night organization. We pay not only for Camp Rainbow, but other children's charities and people that have handicapped children in our neighborhoods. We build them ramps, we widen their doorways. We build parks for the children in Montgomery County. Please check us out. Come to our toy run, donate, do whatever you can. We'd appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Chris, you see, we're always trying to bring you these good stories about people in our Tennessee area. Thank you so much, because I know you came out to visit us, and then we're on to Kentucky, but we'll be back here. We're going to do a rotation about every 6 weeks. We'll be back out here and hang out with you guys. They got one of the best clubhouses I've seen.
The best clubhouse.
The best clubhouse. All right, this is April Violet, Miss Heels on Wheels from Knoxville, Tennessee. Biker Dad, what you got going on?
Now, Biker Dad Show brings you people who rock.
I'm one of the people I've seen on the road like a dozen times, but never really spoke to you in person. This is Jasmine Kane.
What's up? How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Nice
Awesome.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Formally, yes.
So I've seen Jasmine play in Daytona, Panama City Beach, I think Myrtle Beach. I don't know where else, but
All the beaches.
so yeah, all the beaches, all the biker places. So tell everybody a little bit about what Jasmine Kane is. And
Well, I'm
how you got
originally
started.
from Sturgis, South Dakota, so I kind of came into this naturally. I started the motorcycle circuit when I was really young, and traveled the circuit with friends over the course of many years. And I mean, it just seemed like kind of like home for me, always to be with my brothers and sisters on the road.
This is a free concert, and it's for a good cause, and
Yes.
I'm sure that that's a big part of what you do too.
It is, and we do a lot of charity stuff, a lot of benefits. And you know, that's the beauty of the motorcycle industry. Like, they're giving back. Everything that they're giving it back. It's like, it's such a great community of people to be involved with. And I tell you what, like if worst comes to worst and you're backed up in a corner, you better hope that you're surrounded by a bunch of motorcycle friends, because they're gonna be there for you.
On the road in Seattle, Washington, and of course, since I'm here and I'm riding, it's threatening a little bit of rain. I usually try to ride wherever I go, but sometimes that's just not possible. I have to fly or take a train or whatever else. So when I do that, I still want to ride, and when I want to ride and I don't have a motorcycle, I check out Eagle Rider. They hook me up with a bike. I wanted to give you a little bit of behind the scenes idea of what goes into renting a motorcycle. And I also ran into a guy who flew all the way here from Great Britain to take the ride of his life.
My name's Alan. I'm the GM of Eagle Rider Seattle. Providing dreams, you know, making sure every person that walks through our door is satisfied with the experience here at the store level. I mean, obviously being on a Harley or two wheels in the handlebar, everybody's going to enjoy their time regardless. From start to finish, we want to make sure that every customer has the best experience possible. We get a lot of international travelers coming in, fulfilling their dreams of getting on two wheels across the United States. We've got a lot of open highways and expansive network of roads and things that a lot of other countries simply don't offer. You know, the infrastructure is not there for it, so this is a beautiful way to just keep going, keep riding.
Hi, I'm David Brockhurst, coming up from the UK on holiday. Well, I've flown over the Rockies so many times, I just fancied coming here and getting a Harley and riding back across, and today's the day. From Seattle down to Yellowstone, then Yellowstone up to Sturgis, then Sturgis probably down to Salt Lake City, and then back up to Seattle. Eagle Ride's just been so easy. Booked it online, turned up on the day, you saw a few minutes and then out here and ready to run. It's fantastic. As I said, we've done lots of, my wife and I have done lots of holidays over in America, usually on bus tours. But now to get the real thing. As you can see, it's got pretty much everything I want. It's got sat-nav, plenty of room for storage, and hopefully nice and comfortable. Yeah, get those 3,000 miles behind me. Just experience the Rockies, American roads. Let's get on there, let's do it. Yep, as soon as I got packed up, and that's it, I'm off.
Off he goes.
Oh, this is his first trip to Sturgis, so I know he's stoked. I asked him what, he told me he was married. I asked him why his old lady didn't come, and he said she doesn't ride motorcycles, so he's flying solo. So I'm sure that's going to be a fun experience for him. No ball and chain, no tethers. Motorcycle endorsement is what you're going to need, a credit card, as well as the willingness to get on the open road and just ride. Other than that, closed-toed shoes, that's a plus. Pants. A lot of good.
A couple minutes to get rolling, right?
That's it. It doesn't take more than 15 minutes in my shop. We like to get people out on the road as fast as possible. Nothing slows down your ride like filling out paperwork. So we try to make that as seamless as possible. We want to get people on their bikes and out on the road without any hiccups or issues.
And that's just exactly what I did. Eagle Rider hooked me up with this Harley Davidson Heritage Softail. Heritage Softail is one of my favorite bikes to ride, and this one's set up for adventure. That's what I did. I went on an adventure and put almost 500 miles on this beautiful bike in just a few days. And that's one of the great things about renting a bike too with Eagle Rider, is that the mileage is unlimited. So when I brought back the bike with 500 miles, they didn't even blink.
If you want to go on your dream motorcycle trip and want more information on how to rent a motorcycle, go check out eaglerider.com.
Never forget, that was the loud message from bikers from across the country on this recent 9/11 anniversary. In Myrtle Beach, hundreds of bikers left in the pouring rain. In upstate New York, a sea of motorcycles also remembering 9/11.
Is this an awesome event? Is this great? Very, very proud to work with the Operation Patriot Foundation to support our veterans who have given so much for our country. I'm Tom Chevrolet, UpstateBikerLawyer.com, and we sponsor a lot of veterans events all over the state. You know, we just believe in that. We think that's just so important.
And in Pensacola, Florida, bikers escort the Gold Star Wall.
Today, the Gold Star Tribute Wall, the only traveling memorial of its kind that honors the fallen for Gulf, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and the country.
The wall holds the names of more than 7,000 of our military lost since 9/11.
My son, Jason Edens, was shot in Afghanistan in 2012 and passed away from those wounds. So we became a Gold Star family. He was a good kid. He loved dogs and guns and motorcycles.
Hi there, this is Chris Best, the Biker Dad. I'm just here to let you know that myself and the hundreds of thousands of people who follow us on social media and watch the TV show are here to help. Do you need help with something? Give me a call. That's my number right there, 251-402-6392. Especially if you need legal help, I have an army of lawyers across the country who can help you with injuries after motorcycle crashes especially, but other stuff like crime and everything else too. So give me a call, 251-402-6392.
At the Garcia Law Firm, we prepare cases as though they're going to trial. We always want to be in a position where we're ready to go to trial because we believe that yields the very best results. However, all along the way, we're going to help our client make the best decision about either preparing for trial or, in the alternative, what are the things that they can do in order to maximize the value of their case short of going to trial. Because ultimately, the decision about whether to go to trial is up to the client. Although it is rare for a personal injury case to go to trial, whenever a case does go to trial, the Garcia Law Firm will be with you every step of the way. We'll have somebody there that prepares you in order to testify properly about your case. We'll often workshop your case. We will bring in pretend juries that we will actually present your case to in advance of the actual trial. So when you do go to trial, if necessary, you're going to be very well prepared and feel very confident about your ability to present your case in the very best light.
The Garcia Law Firm. Let us help.
Now here's the Biker Dad Bike of the Week. Bike of the Week. It's time for this week's Bike of the Week, and we have this beautiful Harley that I can't wait to sit on because the stance just looks amazing, and I'm building a bike that will be set up like this, actually. So this is a 2022 Fat Boy, and there's one big difference on the 2022s that Steve's going to talk to us about right now.
Yep, so the 2022s are not a solid aluminum wheel anymore. Harley actually cut some slots in there to make them a little bit lighter and a little bit cooler looking. One
of the things that's really cool about this bike, this is one of the kind of bike you sit on and you just feel cool because these handlebars are awesome. Tell me about these ape hangers that we got on here.
So that's a 14-inch Harley bar with stainless steel cables and brake lines on it.
Well, especially with the forward controls, it's got a great stance. It's going to be fun to cruise on the highway like that, and comfortable too because they're not crazy forward as well. It's got a 14 engine in it, so you know it's already fast and nice, comfortable, but cool looking seat, and still plenty of room to customize it even more if you want, right?
Absolutely. And another cool thing is you've already got a heavy breather on here, which makes it that much easier to put a stage 1 on here. So you're really just missing pipes at that point.
Well, that's the Bike of the Week with Steve, and now let's go ride this thing. Fun as heck, and I love the stance, I love how it rides, and the handlebars really set it off and make it feel comfortable to ride too. So there you go. There is the new Fat Boy 2022 Harley Davidson. Our Back on 2 segment is brought to you by Garcia Law and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. A couple of the regular stories we do here on the Biker Dad TV show, Bike of the Week and Back on 2. But this time, they both kind of come together. That's because the Bike of the Week helped a man fighting cancer get back on 2 wheels. The sunshine is the only way you can really appreciate this beautiful blue chromed out beast.
Hi, I'm Donnie Wright. I'm the owner of the 2018 Blue Lowrider that Biker Dad had on his show about 3 months ago.
This bike is definitely worth taking a test ride.
Speaking of rides, let's get it out there on the road and see if it feels as good as it looks.
It is a 2018 Lowrider Softail Edition, 114, staged up, Reinhardt pipes, all chromed out. The only thing that's not chrome is the master cylinder on this bike.
And it has more chrome than Detroit in the 50s, like I said earlier. It's just a gorgeous bike.
But we were looking for another 2-wheeler. I was on 3 at the time, and we went to buy this one back in December, and a friend of mine had a bad wreck, so we had to leave. And when it came time to buy again, I would go on YouTube to your channel to look, and lo and behold, there's the bike. And I was like, well, maybe this is a sign. So I opened up Facebook, went to Mobile Harley, and there the bike was. So I called him and I said, I'm interested in the bike, and bought the bike on a Saturday, picked it up Monday. Thank you for displaying the bike, because if you wouldn't have displayed it, we probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger on it. And so far, this has been probably the best handling bike I've ever had. I ended up catching testicular cancer back in April. Got the bike March 21st. Didn't get to ride it that much, and then I got cancer. I'm all clear now, but this right here was one of the reasons why. I do believe this was the best therapy for me, was this motorcycle.
Biker Dads brought to you by Garcia Law, Thunder Roads Magazine of Tennessee and Kentucky, and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. road in Maryville, Tennessee at Smoky Mountain Harley Davidson, one of the top Harley Davidson dealers in the world. They have some of the coolest bikes in the world. So that may have you wondering why I'm standing next to this thing, this little Street 500 Harley Davidson, perhaps not the best Harley Davidson out there. Well, this is what they use to train new riders here at Smoky Mountain Harley Davidson and really all over the country.
Hi, it's me, April Violet, and it's Heels on Wheels from Knoxville, Tennessee. We're all about safety. So we've got a lot of new riders coming out there getting on the road, and we see it every day. But we want to make sure that they're properly trained, they understand how to maneuver the bikes. So what we decided to do was, one, open the class up to some public, some people that are trying to ride. But first and foremost, it was important that our own staff at the firm understand what it is to be on a motorcycle.
My name is Mallory Garrison, and I work for the Garcia Law Firm. I am a paralegal for our civil division. I'm just doing it to better understand our clients and be able to, if we have someone who's had a motorcycle wreck, be able to communicate with them.
They sometimes don't really understand when they're sitting across from that motorcyclist exactly every detail, and when they're talking about the bike and they're talking about the loss of the bike and things like that, what that actually means. So to rectify that, we decided to put them on bikes, teach them safety so they have a topic of conversation, but also have a connection to that rider who they're helping out, right? It's the hardest time they're going through. Why wouldn't our staff be completely knowledgeable about what it is to do that? And plus it's a lot of fun, great camaraderie to see everybody out there goofing off and riding.
If you're gonna be about helping motorcyclists, you should also be about really caring about what.
Now, this week's Biker Dad Tech Tip. We're gonna do this week's tech tip at Harley Davidson a little bit different because we got something special here. It's on the surface, just sporty, but there's a lot more going on to this thing, and you guys kind of made it a monster.
Give all the credit to our general manager. He decided to take an 883 and turn it into a 1275 with this Hammer Performance kit. Wow. A lot of people, Harley sells a lot of 883s. It's kind of an entry-level bike, so they want to get their significant other or their kid into riding. So there's tons of them out there, probably in the backs of garages. To be able to get this kind of power out of one is awesome. We went from a 883 to 1275 with the Hammer Performance kit, like I said. Harley Davidson advertises 49 horsepower right out of the box for a stock 883. Just getting broken in a little bit, and we're pushing about 75 horsepower, so 50% increase.
That's a little bike with a lot of power.
Exactly. We've even gone so far as to put the 2-in-1 Vance & Hines Competition Series pipe, rear sets, wider bars from a 2022 Harley-Davidson Slim, Owings rear suspension, and fully adjustable Screaming Eagle front suspension.
No. So there just goes to show you that the dealer can take even a humble 883 Sportster and turn it into something crazy and amazing. This is a really awesome bike. Can't wait to ride it. That's this week's tech tip. We'll check with Neil again next week. You know, you can't talk about motorcycles in East Tennessee without talking about biker rags on South Clinton Highway. My friend April Violet said I just had to meet Jeff and Pam. They've been gearing up riders and supporting the motorcycle community since Nirvana was #1 on the charts. Come check out Biker Rags from gear, apparel, and the beautiful vintage bikes in the basement. You can even touch them. Check out their free swap meet too. Schedule at bikerrags.com.
I'm Marcos Garza of the Garcia Law Firm. And whenever you hang around motorcyclists for any period of time, you start to realize they're more about each other than they are about themselves. And so, one, they need representation because a lot of times, my experience is that motorcyclists will get the short end of the stick if they're not properly represented. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen an accident report where it says the motorcyclist was, driving too fast or driving at Mach 1 or exceeding the speed. And most of the time, that's not true at all. If you go out and you look under all the rocks, shake all the bushes, find all the witnesses, pull 911 tapes, do a full investigation, then you'll find out there's often a witness out there too. Like no, he or she was driving the speed limit, there's this sort of kind of assumption made, I think, often by police officers and citizens, not because they're bad people, but they just associate motorcyclists with speeding somehow. And so if you can get out in front of a case early and get involved in a case early enough, you can kind of squash that and get a better result. Out of, members of society, if you took any cross-section, I'll take a cross-section of motorcyclists any day on average over any other group of people, except maybe the Marines.
See a lot of crazy stuff on the road in my adventures as biker dad, but something happened here in Woodstock, Illinois. Remember Woodstock's that bird from Snoopy, right? Well, speaking of birds, check that out. This guy rides with these little birds on his shoulder.
My name's Bobby, Glendale, Inverness, Illinois. Oh, they just like to go for rides on a motorcycle.
What do you ride?
Road glide. They just hang right out on my shoulder. They go whichever the way the wind's not hitting them. Last weekend I was doing about 80 or 90 going out to Poopies in a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind.
How did you get started riding with birds?
I don't know. I don't know. I've got a gift with animals.
And so what are their names?
That's Skya, Pipsqueak, Bob Marley, and Sushi.
And what?
Sushi and Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
How do you pick their names?
Most of them came with names. They're all rescues. People just seem to find me. Yeah, they don't realize how much work birds are, or how destructive they are, or how much they poop all over you. So, yeah.
Looks like you got a little poop on your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Rules of the road, huh?
Yeah,
So
carry a bag of baby wipes.
How do people react when you are going down the
Oh, they
highway?
love it. They take lots of pictures with kids, and they just love it. My club is sponsoring this event right now, so yeah, I try to ride in a lot of different rides.
So you're with the War Dogs charity riders?
Yep. Every intersection, the cameras come out for War Dog advertising. So I got into them by accident, and then, like I said, people find me, and I rescue dogs, and I'm just an animal guy. They treat me real well. We have an understanding. If they want to fly away and be wild birds, they can go fly away, but they don't get pistachios that I have in my pocket. And so they've got it pretty good. And they get to go faster than they could ever fly on a motorcycle. I used to ride with them out without them being tethered. And if they didn't want to go with me when I fired up the bike in the garage, they could have easily flown off. And no, I think they love it. Oh, I'm all over TikTok. Some guy videotaped me last weekend, and my daughter tells me I'm famous now, so because it's got so many hits. And somebody else told me there's like 4 videos up now of me.